Have you ever seen one of those videos that are like, what your Splatoon 3 main weapon says about you?
Love splatting 52 gals and you shower in Splatoon but not in real life.
So that's why they like the gas mask. Every time I watch one of these videos, I always wonder, what do players actually think? So over the past few weeks, I've searched Discord to find a competitive main of every weapon in Splatoon 3 and asked them to describe what their weapon actually says about them. And this video is a compilation of all their answers. Keep in mind that all answers are in reference to patch 11.1 and that while I've shortened most answers, I'll put everyone's full answers in the comments below. So why don't we start with Flingza Roller. You use your range and ink capacity to be a team player, and despite the fact everyone hates you for it, you fire missiles to plan your next move. Heavy edit splatling. You hate other backlines and only 2 people take your cooler no matter where you put it. Explosher. All you do is sit back, you lazy dumbo. Splattershot. You're boring AF and people misgender you as a support. Zap. You're a closeted slayer playing support. Splatterscope. It's all about your flick shots and steady aim. And the most crucial thing, don't stay in the open! Unless there's no one behind you. Splat Charger. You use V-Charger for Rainmaker, that's low-key it. Dually Squelchers. You enjoy the weapon's incredible mobility before you realize you're out of ink. In your last moments, you pray for the reversion of the Splatoon 2 nerfs. Surely next patch the weapon will be good again, right? Nautilus. You watch Jmoji too much.
Ooh, you made a mistake today. You both made a mistake. Never mind. I forgot I have to charge up my weapon.
You desperately want to bang your third kit, albeit the 2 kits are already solid. Splat Dually. You're a chill person unless you play Emperor. You chase your enemies even though you should back up, and you're proud to carry the team with the most kills. Also, you pop crab tank every other second. Splattershot Pro. You only play Pro because someone told you it's good, and you think you're better than everyone because you're a professional. Tetra Dualies. You go with the flow and improvise, and most of the time it works. When it doesn't, that's when your mountain of QR comes in. Big Swig Roller. Either Carbon and Splat Roller got you called lame, so you switch to the coolest one, or you stack a million Inksaber main and enjoy life as you press ZR and the right stick, with a hint of the R bumper. Squiffer. You like to be close to the action, but when people get too close, you just spam the shoot button and pray. You're either sweating your balls off or your dog water. 52 Gal. You love to have 1v1s constantly taking attention and vaporizing people. Slosher. You're either Katara waterbending or you're flailing and praying. You pick V-Slosher if you want to be good, Deco if you want to be chaotic. And not gonna lie, you're privileged. You've dodged nerfs for years and have always been near the top of the tier list. Sloshing Machine. You couldn't play Bucket. Platana Stamper. Your weapon got 4 reasonable nerfs and you're still mad about it. Reflux. You can see that this weapon's got tools that can win many common matchups, but you're not cracked. So you just start paint botting, spamming specials and doing your best Squiffer impression, only to get out-diffed by a Stamper. It's okay though, because you're a dreamer. You'll have the spotlight. It'll take 10 years, but you will. Trust me, my love. Luna Blaster. You're a chud, you're a fat f***ing chud playing Luna all day till the sun comes up. You're a chud, you're a fat f***ing chud. Never get a job, play Luna all day. Mini Splatling. You're the first to DC. Snipe Rider. You're memorable in Splatoon and in real life, since nobody willingly played Pen despite it being a top 3 weapon. H3 Nozzle Nose. Vanilla. You're delusional and will never know your real KD. Viper. You want to play Neo Splash with more range but less reliability. D. You don't want to die, don't want to move, and don't want to stop shooting. Carbon Roller. You tell people KD isn't everything, you're lying every time. Splattershot Junior. You don't play Junior, you play Splat Bombs. You stack so much Sub-Saber that you change how the kit system is supposed to work. If you do use your main weapon, You overly rely on it and lose because of shot RNG and 4 shots to kill. Repeat cycle until you resort to pressing the R button. Splatbrella. Just like your shield, you don't exist. Gloogadoolies. You're in a cult. You worship Glooga, but sometimes hate it. And every single one of you plays movement-based indie games. Rapid Blaster. You play an underrated clip-farming machine, hitting torp combos while you wait for the possible third kit. You also want to go back to 200 points for special. Rapid Pro. You're a bully. You profit off easy kills, but fail ridiculously when your range is countered. Dapple Doolies. There's more going on in your brain than people think. E-Leader. You like the range because you're antisocial. You complain about other weapons' ranges because you're supposed to have the longest range, and everyone hates you for having the longest range. E-Leader Scope. You're that buff person at the gym that's got a teddy bear personality. GooTuber. Either you lost a bet, don't interact with the comp scene, or are incredibly stubborn with good mechanics. Goo's more demanding than Stamper to play well, but with enough practice, it can be as scary as a leader. Ballpoint Splatling. You hate change. Splat Roller. This is so obvious. You shark or you seek and slay. You're a beginner unless you're a niche high rank user. Splattershot Nova. You play the weapon for the looks while you cope for buffs and meta shifts nobody else cares for. You evolved into a proper individual after being an Aerospray main. Squeezer. You use the banger haircut, and for the few who don't use turbo controllers, your hands hurt. Tentabrella. It's stupid. You either hit people for 17, or you one-shot them. You hate the meta for being AoE spam. Side note, Custom Blaster is skill-less. And why did they give it chumps? You think you're the only tent main, because while you enjoy your weapon, it takes too much patience and skill. Blaster. You love every moment of being the most annoying person on the planet, and the direct sound effect is enough motivation to attempt the dumbest plays imaginable. Wellstring. You're a cool person, but your main hobby is annoying people, and you're so good at it. Threadringer. You were a Range Blaster main, then Prochara switched to Dread, and you followed suit. Range Blaster. You're playing poker, but the chips are your life and theirs. The enemy is trying to get you to fold on trading Sploosh, but you want to hit the jackpot and trade leader. Hydra Splatling. You can't be stopped. Stamp can't get you unless it's thrown, you shoot jet and zip out of the air, just don't get sniped or sharp. Of course, if your team dies on you, that's a different story. Dowser Doolies. You're non-committal and don't exist. You just want to fight people but are forced to anchor. Inkbrush. You're a rage baiter who doesn't mind going very negative. Undercover Brella. You lose. Even if you're 5 divs above your opponent, you lose. You try to compensate by learning frame-perfect glitches, but your team hates you when you miss a glitch once. Only joking. What team would take you in the first place? In the end, you switch to Splash, or Pencil, or any other weapon. Bamboozler. Deadpan and not playing bamboo anymore. Heavy Splatling. You've either stuck with the weapon despite its kit being unfettered ass, or you jumped on the bandwagon and should go back to playing 52. Blueshomatic. You cause mass destruction when gone unnoticed, especially with Aura. You spam Ultra Stamp, throw curling bombs, and gamble that rushing the enemy base is gonna work out. Bloblobber.
Hi, I'm Mr. Cat, and if you're a blob main like me, you're probably into physics and you probably still dream about this Splatoon 2 blob kit. Because that was a good kit, let's be honest. Anyway, you probably still think that blob needs a third kit, which it does. And when update drops, you're met with disappointment. Anyway, over to Jaden. Goodbye.
Flash-O-Matic. You hit 3 shots then die. Your favorite gear ability is swim speed. You spam the heck out of burst bombs and crab tank. L3 Nozzle Nose. You exclusively do chip damage to get 2-2 with 7 specials per match. Because of this, winning makes you feel a sense of superiority over all them S-Blast players. Clash Blaster. You've got no skill because you pick a bad weapon, even though it really isn't that bad. Tri-Slosher. You're automatically the coolest, most awesome sauce person in the room, fact checked by true American patriots. Why play leader when you can just run at people and press ZR? It's such a good weapon, you can kill people with your eyes closed. No cap, this actually happened. They shall feel your aura when you enter the room. Recycled Brella. You like the amount of shield regenerating and the clicky noise tickles your brain. High damage is great, and the weapon is accurate, but it's a shame that when your aim isn't, you blow up as fast as a shield. Don't worry, I'm sure by the 18th attempt, the shield launch will do something. Decavitator. Your weapon isn't overpowered, it's overkill. You're playing in no aim mode, but you just like going sking sking. 96 Gal. You have trouble enjoying the weapon because the RNG is so bad you can't kill someone if you're standing inside them. To make it worse, your teammates crash out on you because you mess up the team comps. Just play 52. S-Blast. You're a top level player or you're a top level wannabe. No matter what, you're always the most hated player on the field. But you don't care, you're still gonna clip every direct. Dynamo Roller. You're way too patient. You let 5 cars go by before you realize the light turned green. You think having cooler makes all your weaknesses go away, which it does, but you die when it runs out. Jet Squelcher. You're indecisive. You want to anchor, but also ink and apply pressure. Tri-Stringer. You either picked up this weapon when it got more use competitively, or when it got its one-shot combo buff. Or you pushed through the shit that was Launch Tri-Stringer when it only did 98 if it didn't hit all 3 bullets. Octobrush. Even if you can't wipe the enemy team, you at least trade. You hate, in a playful manner, no actual hate, Chargers for being tough to get around, and Paintbrush for trying to do your job better. Paintbrush. You're underestimated. While the windup forces you to position more carefully, you're still able to catch flanks and support both backlines and front lines. Your wall can be used for yourself or to combo with your teammates. More people should try Paintbrush. Splatana Wiper. You fool. Her kit is exhilarating. Her main weapon depth is the deepest in the game. Special complement her speed. Unlike other weapons, being with anyone else, he never stops every fight with Wiper, and then rewarded hundreds. I must think I pity your ignorance. Arrow Spray. I love coloring. And with that, 65 competitive players have described what every main weapon in Splatoon actually says about you. Time for some awards. Hardest weapon to find. Going into this, I would have bet Big Swig was going to be the hardest to find, but the thing I realized was mains of stereotypically bad weapons love to advertise that they are mains of stereotypically bad weapons. Rapid Pro ended up being the hardest to find because, while a lot of people can play Rapid Pro, I couldn't find a dedicated player. Easiest weapon to find. To find weapon mains, I was looking in team creation Discord servers because part of the team creation process is telling people what weapon you play. And while I didn't keep track, I want to say the weapon with the most mains was Carbon, because at least when I was looking, they were everywhere. However, this could be because, nobody wants a Carbon on their team, so there's a lot of Carbons looking for teams. I don't really know. Truest, Pencil, Least True, Luna, Most sort of true, Machine, Longest, Wiper, Most difficult to film, Hydra because I needed a clip of me splatting a Zipcaster and it took like 20 games because nobody was playing Zip. Kinda makes sense though because the very first Octobrush I saw I instantly vaporized. And the last award, Coolest Weapon Main. Everyone was very nice, but S-Blast was very cool. They offered to help me search for other weapon mains, they sent me clips of their gameplay that I never ended up using. They even invited me to their own Discord server. However, the award goes to Mr. Cat on Bloblopper because editing your own section of the video and then forcing me to put it in my video is kind of aggressive but also very cool. Here's the truth. I'm the epitome of a boring shooter player. I grab my T-Tac, queue up for anarchy, and spam some tri-strikes. But weirdly enough, hearing everybody talk about their favorite weapons has made me not want to try new weapons. There's too many ways to play Splatoon, and you're not going to love all of them. So even though I play the game in a very vanilla ice cream type of way, there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you for watching. If you want more Splatoon content, make sure you subscribe to Prochara, who is not me. I am not Prochara. I'm just randomly shouting them out because they deserve it. They deserve it. I wouldn't do it if they didn't.